Hello. Hi. I want to show a little bit of a side project here that has to do with audio work. I've been trying to get into narration work. Not really work, but just get in more into narration stuff. I've been kind of asked a lot in the last month or so to get into this. They say my voice is appealing and they would like to hear more. And so I've been reading short stories. Part of that was creating these videos for them too, which is just, showing some words on the screen. I was using Riverside FM. That's a free tool that you can use, but the output of the quote unquote high quality is 720p, and it does some really weird things at the very low end of the audio spectrum. So when you have like a hissing sound or a fan going, or you're trying to do noise suppression, it sounds so much more worse when it's going through Riverside FM, unless you pay for their pro subscription, which is $20 a month. I don't want to pay that. Specifically, if it's just to put text on the screen, Riverside FM has a lot of other features. I'm not saying it's not worth the $20, but just for using it just to put text on the screen, I don't think it's worth it. So I went into this like little venture, and this is what I have so far. Let's take a little of a gander. So you get the idea. As I say each word, it highlights it and it puts a list of phrases on there. I try to do a little bit more involved where if there's enough pause between words, it will go ahead and break it into another phrase. And then if words are really close read together, like is to or as to or anything else that's like really short words, make sure they fit on the same list so they're not broken up between phrases. And then I'm using AI to take my voice into text. So it'll parse my audio file and generate timestamps of every word spoken. And so I'll show you that real quick. That's just a JSON file here. And then I go through, I'll render the video out using PyMovie. PyMovie is a Python library here. Really cool. You can do a bunch of stuff here. I have a background picture that's AI generated. It has the text that's rendering on there. I can calculating each position of each of the words. I still have to do multi-line support. This way I can put bigger fonts on here. But yeah, PyMovie is great. It uses FFmpeg to finally render to find like an output file. FFmpeg is hardware accelerated, so I can use the video encoders on my M1 Mac Mini to do that for me too, to accelerate it. So like a 10-minute file is only going to take like, I don't know, 5 minutes to render at least. It does take some time to generate all these clips of every single little bit of text because there is a lot of words spoken for at least even a short story. So yeah, AI model is Vosk. It's a free model you can download. There's a Python integration that you see here, and you set words to true, and you get that the timestamps for everything that is dumped to a JSON file here. And then once it's rendered, I'll go in, I'll play it, and I'll recorrect some of the words because it is not as good as, say, Riverside FM for word detection in audio, but it's still good enough where I'm only editing maybe like 3% of all the text, which is still a little time consuming. So a 10-minute audio clip will take me about 15-20 minutes to go back through again and correct all the words because I have to listen to the audio, pause it, find out where it is here. It would probably be a little bit quicker if I made a tool for that as well, but I would rather wait for a separate tool I would make just for audio production because then at that point I don't have to use I don't have to do one final sweep. I can do per line read, per sentence, and make my corrections in that tool and not have to go through this like long ass JSON file. So yeah, overall, I have more work I want to do with this, but I wanted to show this off. I thought it was interesting enough for a video and potentially long enough for a video too. If you guys have interest in wanting to use this as a tool, please let me know. The Vosk model that I'm using is the highest version of the model, but you can use lighter versions. The highest version requires 8 gigabytes of RAM. I think it's CPU based. I don't think it goes onto the GPU. If it does, it doesn't really matter. As long as you have 8 gigs on your system to use this, you can literally take any model or audio you want, run it through it, and it'll run just fine, which I thought was really, really cool. It's a fairly small project. I'm using Kiwi for the GUI. I do have a GUI, but I also just run it through command line because it takes so long through Kiwi's file selector to select the AI model because I'm going through so many folders. I don't remember the path of what you selected last. I got to do some more work on that. And I also want to use Kiwi to do the auto production work for the narration stuff that I've been working on.